All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor going to Yahweh Shemel Shai by Shemel Dash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. All right, Lord will I remember to call this lesson the threshing floor and the threshing instrument. All right, we know in the scriptures that the Lord is going to give us the spiritual power to deal with these nations in the manner that He sees fit. All right, and we're going to get that in Ezekiel. Okay. And we're going to be a certain tool to the Lord. He calls it His battle axe, and He calls it His threshing instrument. Okay, and the scriptures also call Babylon a threshing floor. All right, so Babylon, which we know as America. All right, but the daughter of Babylon, which we know as America, Salakia. All right, is going to partake in the violent death and destruction that has given unto the children of Israel. All right. And by the hands of Yahweh Shemal Shai, the children of Israel is going to do unto Babylon as Babylon has done unto her, which is all coming up here shortly. So what I'm going to read now is Micah, the 4th chapter, all the way down to the 13th chapter, 11 to 13. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. All right, and how is the land being defiled, and how are the people being defiled? By oppression and violence. Okay, let me give you an example of oppression. You have Edomites over there in the land of Israel saying that they're Israelites. All right. And they have all these Tel Aviv homosexual parties over there, kosher pork, so on and so forth. All right. How is the people of Israel being taken down with violence? Look at how Jake is being mowed over in the streets. Look at the food that we are forced to eat. Look at the air that we are forced to breathe. Look at the quality of water we are forced to drink. Example given from the people of, I believe, up there in Detroit, Michigan. All right. That's oppression and violence. Okay. All right. That's how these nations are against us, and that's how we are defiled. All right. Verse 12. But they, who is they? The other nations. Okay. Especially the lower level Edomites. Okay. They know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand His counsel, for He shall gather them as sheaves into the floor. Okay. And if you look over here on the NIV, it says, but they do not know the thoughts of Yahweh. They do not understand His plan, that He has gathered them like sheaves to the threshing floor. All right. So a threshing floor is what Babylon is going to be at the end of the day. But a threshing floor, we're going to get it here shortly. All right. There's a void, empty place where cattle and or threshing instruments separate the harvest. Okay. That's the best way I can explain it. So let's go to verse 13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass. And thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. And the Lord of the whole earth is Yahweh Shai. Okay. But let's go back into this particular section where it's speaking on making their hooves brass and their horn iron and beating people into many pieces. All right, let's look up horn and iron. Let's see what they say. All right, so horn in the Greek, in the Slavic, in Hebrew is Kareem.
Strong's H 7161. Keren.
All right, Karen. All right. It says of strength. All right. Of strength. Okay. All right. It doesn't have anything to do with a flask or a musical instrument. Nothing to do with the altar or rays of light or a hill. Okay. It has to do with strength. So the Lord's gonna make our strength as strong as iron and our hooves as brass. Okay. So what do you think that means? All right. You're gonna be stomping the hell out of people, man. All right. You're gonna be fucking people up, man. All right, so let's go into the commentary because this is where I got the inspiration for this lesson is through the commentaries. All right, so I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start right here at plead. I'm gonna highlight it so you can see it. All right, plead. Plead not thy own weakness. This is in a Matthew Henry commentaries on Micah 4. Plead not thy own weakness, and that thou art not a match for so many confederate enemies. But we are a match, okay? So what this is saying, don't say that you're not a match, okay? The Most High Yahweh will make thine horn iron to push them down, and thy hoofs brass to tread upon them when they are down. And thus shall thou beat in pieces many people that have long been beating thee in pieces. All right. What is one way that these nations have beat us in pieces? Economically. All right. Spiritually. All right. Physically. Okay. They have beat us in pieces, and we're going to do the same thing unto them. All right. Thus, when the Most High pleases, the daughter of Babylon is made a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Okay. So now let's talk about threshing floor. A threshing floor. All right. So let's go here. It says, this is Jeremiah 51:33. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon, which is America, is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the harvest of her shall come. So the harvest of this wicked land, Babylon, is on its way. You see things being economically destroyed. You see families already been socially destroyed. All right. The economy is the the social analytics of Babylon division is coming. All right, is already here. Okay, the only thing that is left for people to start rising up and fighting against each other, and then the Lord returns. All right. So let's look up threshing floor. All right, a threshing floor is of two main types. A specially flattened outdoor surface used circularly and paved, or inside a building with a smooth floor of the earth, stone, or wood, where a farmer would thresh the grain harvest and then winnow it. All right. So here is an example. Well, here is what threshing floors look like in the images if it's able to pull up. All right, here you go. Threshing floors, and then you see the cattle, all right, stomping the wheat or the hay here in this threshing floor. All right, separating what needs to be separated. This is how the Lord said we're going to do the people. All right, we're going to be stomping all over these nations. All right, look at that. These animals are walking around on the hay or the wheat or the hay or the wheat, whatever it may be in this picture, and stomping them out. Okay, to separate what needs to be separated so it can be used properly. All right. So there was a video of an example of a threshing floor so we could see it. Here we go. Look, you see what they're doing? They beating the harvest. Okay, they're beating the corn stalk or whatever it is that they had picked from the earth. That is how we're gonna be doing these nations, man. All right, that's how we're gonna be doing these nations, man. All right, we are the Lord's threshing instrument. All right. We read in Micah the 4th chapter. Let's go back. All right. And we're going to look at this word sheaves too. This is Micah 4:12. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand his counsels, for he shall gather them as sheaves unto the floor. All right. Let's look at this word sheaves right quick. It's Amir.
Strong's H 5995. Amir.
It says swath. It says swath, a row of fallen grain. All right, let's look here. It says this is in Salakia. This is in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. It says sheaf, a bundle of corn before it's bound into a sheaf. All right. So we're going to go back here and we're going to Google definition swath. All right. It says swath, a row of cut grain or grass left by a scythe or mowing machine. All right. So that's what that is. All right. And this is what we're going to be doing to these nations. Beating them, man. Y'all see they beating them. They beating. All right. And the stuff is flying in the wind. That's the winnowing part. All right. But you see the people threshing. Now let's just go back to the beginning. There's too much going on in there. But see, it's a threshing floor. They beating the nations, man. They beating the harvest, but that's what we're gonna be doing to the nations, okay? Because we are the Lord's threshing instrument. All right, so let's go back to the commentary on here. And that's how Babylon is going to be after the Lord destroys it, all right? It's going to be beaten to smithereens, pulverized, all right? Flattened by thermonuclear missiles. Oh, let's see what, oh, yeah. Let's go to Jeremiah 51 right quick. All right, let me read it. It's like it. This is Jeremiah 51:33. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. All right, and when you harvest something, you go out there, you pick it up, you cut it down with your scythe. All right, so let's look at this word threshing floor.
Strong's H 1637. Goran.
All right, it says threshing floor, barn floor, corn floor, void place. All right, if we look up the word void, it's going to be empty. It's going to mean empty. All right, completely empty, a completely empty space. And that's how Babylon is going to be. All right. Let's see what they got down here in the Chaldee lexicon. All right. So let's down here. This is in the bottom of the Chaldee lexicon, Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. It says, son of my floor, i.e., O my people. I'm reading down here under Numbers 18 and 30. Under it says, O my people of my country who are now trodden down and broken like grain on the floor. All right, that's how these nations are going to be, because that's how Israel was. All right, and if you read in Revelations, the Lord says, double unto her that she has given unto you. This is Revelation 18 and 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she had filled, fill unto her double. So that's for Babylon. All right, and these other nations, they're going to receive what it is that the Lord has set up for them to receive, but America's going to be the threshing floor, man. All right, and we're going to be beating these nations into shape, man, into the way Yahweh Shem Shai wants them, and that's going to be, and they're going to have to learn how to live under righteousness, but they're not going to get it right. So let's go back to the text commentaries under Matthew Henry, and then now let's go down here to, where was I at? It's very important that we try to read the commentaries and chew out the bones. I mean, chew the meat and spit the bones out, right? So, all right, we explained threshing floor, all right, how Babylon's gonna be the threshing floor, and these nations are gonna get beat, all right, on an example of, and we showed an example of a threshing floor, what happened to it, right? So now, let's go here, and it says, and the worm Jacob is made a threshing instrument, with which Yahweh will thresh the mountains and make them as chaff. Isaiah 41:14 and 15. How strangely, how happily are the tables turned, since Jacob was the threshing floor and Babylon the threshing instrument. All right. So the roles are reversed. All right. Jacob was pulverized, beat to a pulp, raped, robbed, murdered. That's going, the same thing's gonna happen to Esau, but it's gonna happen to him and to Esau in righteousness. All right. Jacob is gonna be doing the things that the Lord commands him, that is commanded of Jacob, all right, Israel, done in righteousness. Okay. So let's go to Isaiah 41 and 15. It says, fear thou not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Here we go. This is how the Lord is going to help us, right? Behold, I will make thee a new, sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Okay, so let's look up threshing instrument. Excuse me.
Strong's H 4173. Morag. Morag.
All right, it says thresher, threshing sledge, and we're gonna actually see what a threshing sledge is. All right, it says a threshing sledge, threshing instrument. Let's see what's here. All right, it says an instrument of husbandry for rubbing out corn on a threshing floor. It consists of 3 or 4 wooden cylinders armed with stones of iron and joined together as a sledge. It is drawn by cattle over the corn to separate the grains from the ear. All right. So we're gonna be fucking shit up, man. All right. let's look at what a threshing instrument is. Let's see. There we go. Threshing instrument. Let's go back. It says a threshing instrument, also known as a threshing sled, is an obsolete agricultural implement used to separate cereals from their straw. That is to thresh. So, Lord's gonna have us out here as a threshing instrument, man. All right, now let's look at it. Here we go. With new sharp iron teeth, man. All right, with teeth. And we're gonna beat the nations into powder, man. All right. But I'm not gonna say beat them into powder, but we're gonna fuck them up, man. All right. Here we go. Let's see if I can find something on it to read. All right, now I can't find nothing on it to read, but you can see what a threshing instrument looks like. A sledge with 3 to 4 rows of wood with iron in the middle. All right, and cattle would drag it over the corn and the wheat to separate the grain from the stalk. Okay, that's what we're gonna be doing out here to these nations, destroying them, man. All right, let's go back to this Google. We're gonna be that threshing instrument for the Lord, man. And in that time, we're gonna be singing praises to you. How about you outside, man? All right, so let's go back to the scriptures, and let's go to Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 25:12. Thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Thus saith Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it most desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Here's the point. And I will lay vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Bashim Shai, Yahweh power. All right. So that's how we gonna fuck them up, man, by the power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. By what the Lord says we're gonna do, by his anger and by his vengeance, okay? And we're gonna be that sharp threshing instrument, okay? Turning these nations, all right, their governments, the people, all right, into nothing, all right, beating them, all right. So Lord, will you was edified. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Dash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who were teachable, and I want to say shalom to the whole full that Kwame Yashral and Mawaf Labba Shalom.